From law enforcement to community leaders and family members, for people living in addiction, you don't have to do it alone. We spoke with Bay Mills Assistant Health and Human Services Director Josh Hudson about culturally based treatment efforts and how they focus on building up a person's strengths.
Communities are the underpinning of every society, whether they're native or not. And when we really take a look at the impacts on the community, and when we look at things like the opioid epidemic, and the transition that has been very apparent in the last decade or so, where we've moved from just criminalization and incarceration to harm reduction, and so a lot of that is really tied in with the community, seeing that it's not just those people over there that I don't like. It's, oh, this is my cousin, this is my sister, this is my brother, these are my parents, these are my children. And so it's really hitting home for a lot of people. And so we have to look at how addiction is not just affecting the individual, but our whole community, and then really addressing it from there.
If you need help now, call the Hiawatha Behavioral Crisis Line at 906-632-2805. Hudson went on to talk with us about changing perspective and expectations when we work with people in addiction.
When we really stick to our cultural teachings and just saying like, hey, this isn't what we want to see you continue doing. What support do you need? It's a complete change of pace, right? Like it's unexpected for a lot of people. And so it's really heartwarming to see that. But, it's also shocking for some people because that's not how, like when we look at the American justice context, right? Like you did bad, you need to go to jail and you need to suffer. And I'm not saying that there doesn't have to be punishment, but, I can almost guarantee that for some of those people, they're punishing themselves enough. And so how can we really take them into our community and really remind them that they're cared about?
Here are a few websites for addiction resources in our community. For youth-focused substance use prevention, upctc.com. For people with addiction and their loved ones, 906face.com. And for professionals, go to beyondthesave.org. One group making a big difference is the Boys and Girls Club of America. Sandra Walden is the director of the club for Bay Mills Indian community. She spoke about some of what the Boys and Girls Club offers.
What we do at the club is we offer opportunities for our young people to have a safe place to go, be exposed to positive role models, and have access to anything from healthy nutritional snacks to programming, to learning opportunities, which include drug and alcohol prevention, diabetes prevention, and cultural opportunities, exploring the cultural side that they may not be exposed to and finding their cultural identity.
With one site on Bay Mills Reservation, one at Brimley area schools, one at the Sioux Middle School, mentors and other volunteers are always welcome. Walden says they start early with education because many youth are seeing addiction in their families and not really understanding what's happening.
It's not teaching them, we don't start right away by saying drugs are bad, don't do them. It's about healthy lifestyles. It's about good choices. It's about understanding, what drugs are, and there are good drugs and there are bad drugs and there are doctors, and just starting on a level where they're introduced to it and they're introduced to these topics, because later on in those same programs and they learn what it is, they learn more about it, but it's important to start those conversations early with them so that they build the skills. They understand what good healthy choices are and why it's important and their role in that.
To learn about the Boys and Girls Club, volunteer or be a mentor, you can call 906-248-8575. Walden says this is another example of modeling good behavior and setting healthy expectations at an early age.
But one thing that I think comes from the heart of our community is our cultural programming and the people that our young people are exposed to every day at the club. And they know that when they come to the club, they're safe. They know that they're going to get a good healthy meal, and they know that somebody is going to ask them how their day is. They're going to know that somebody cares about them. And some of the programs built in to the mix social emotional wellness aspects. And that is so important.
When we come back, we're talking with some peer recovery coaches who share how they are using their journey out of addiction to set an example for others.